is 3 legs away from a eyebrow-raising victory against the world #2 and his 3rd career victory in 5 games with Gary Anderson. As things stand, both men averaging just shy of 100. Mensur hitting more doubles, but these breaks can change games, can't they? We've seen that before.
They can indeed, and Premier League darts experience that Gary Anderson has got to be in his favour now, because in the past they've played games on big stages and on this very stage here in Cardiff, where they've had a break in the middle, they've had to come back, and Gary's going to need all that experience now in order to get this deficit down and give himself a chance to strike and get that win.
Well, there have been a few uncharacteristic mistakes from Gary Anderson that have helped Mensur Suljovic get to this position, and in the words of Michael van Gerwen, he can no longer afford any mistakes.
All he'll be thinking about now is getting level. That's the most important thing. Get level with him, come out the blocks like Suljovic did in session 1 and break him in this leg, and then keep going.
Well, Mark Webster mentioned before this match that Gary Anderson, he's got a great record in these sort of group stage format tournaments. The Grand Slam is the other one. He absolutely adores the Grand Slam. He says that is the one he really wants to tick off his list. He's won the Premier League a couple of times, the World Championship a couple of times, Players' Championship finals. That's a good one to win, isn't it, Paul? That one?
Yeah, not too bad.
But the Grand Slam is the one he really, really craves. But he'd certainly like to add this, because he's made, if he hasn't won a big TV title in the PDC, he's made at least the final, apart from here and at the World Match Play.
82.
Talking about Gary's experience as well, is that he can negotiate his way through a tournament very, very well. At the Wolverhampton Civic, where they play the Grand Slam of darts, a lot of times he has lost his first match in the group stages and then rebounded so well. Remember the year that I made my debut at the Grand Slam, I actually played Gary in my first game. He made the semi-finals that year. I got eliminated from the group, so it's a marathon, not a sprint. He understands that concept.
Yeah, that is the luxury you get in these group stage formats. I don't think Mensur would have gone the bullseye route for this, because Gary Anderson not on a finish. All he wanted to do was set it up. In the end, he should give himself 2 darts for an 8-3 lead.
Big mathematical error from Gary Anderson. In his anger, he's gone for a 20. Should have been a 19 to leave a finish, just in case Suljovic doesn't clean up this double top.
36.
And now Gary Anderson does not have a shot at a finish.
We talk about counting, we talk about going for the correct shots and the right routes, and there is an example of how it can cost you. Mensur is coming back to the board here. Gary had no chance of going out in that last visit. It could have been different. It could have been winning that first leg after the break. He may yet do it. But the double 5, it was crucial earlier.
10 score. Gary require 110.
Can he keep himself in this match with a vital 110 checkout? Treble 18. Just goes next door.
46.
Suljovic knows that he cannot miss this time.
And so you require 10.
Double 5. He is 2 legs away. And Gary Anderson, we know he doesn't like playing Mensur Suljovic. We know he finds it hard, but today doesn't look like it'll change his mind, despite firing in his second 180 of the game here.
It's very fair to say that there are more Gary Anderson fans in this audience than there are Mensur Suljovic fans. Having said that, Mensur Mania is
45.
making its way through the UK a little bit more these days, as opposed to Germany and Austria and Holland.
Who knows? Mensur could be destined for even bigger things. Major titles, Premier League spot, World Series maybe. We shall see.
Well, look at the effect that Mensur Suljovic has had on Austrian darts. Young guys coming through, other players who are a little bit more experienced in years who have picked up the darts again and decided to get better. He's had this feed-on effect, and that's what the PDC are trying to do worldwide, with Australia, with New Zealand, with North America. You get one talisman in a country, watch it explode, and that's exactly what's happening with World Darts.
Well, Gary Anderson thinking a little more clearly this leg. He went for the 18 in the last visit and did leave himself a finish. It's academic, really, but he's chipping away.
There have been a lot of missed-darted doubles in this match, but Gary needs to hit this one. And it's that same spot to the left and low. That characteristic is telling us that maybe the throw is a little bit languid and a little bit stretched.
Hang about. Hang about. Mensur for a huge one, double top. It's there! Mensur Suljovic a leg away. A stunning 157. And Gary Anderson is on the brink.
Unmistakably the best finish we've seen so far in this year's Champions League of Darts. And the headbutt this time was a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more confident. Not so whimsical this time.
You earn that celebration, 157. And they hurt, don't they, Paul? Particularly if you've just missed dot, you're way ahead, you've missed dots for the leg, and then they take out a massive one. They really hurt.
As an opponent, you know that the guy in front of you is capable of hitting it. But realistically, you say to yourself, I'll get another shot.
96.
But for the amount of times that's been done to Gary Anderson, he has done it to other people. So what goes around comes around sometimes. It just seems to me that Suljovic is a little bit sharper today, and he's taking advantage of the shots.
Well, every single game they have had in the past, all four have been pretty close. A 6-4 win for Mensur and a 13-9 win at the match play, that first meeting a couple of years ago. Gary's wins have both been 6-5. But this is a chasm between these two in the legs. Not in the stats, not in the averages, but in the legs. And that is all that matters. Because Mensur has a very realistic opportunity to win this 10-3. And not only... I mean, it's a losing start for Gary Anderson, but put a big dent in his hopes of getting out the group, because that leg difference is not going to do him any favours.
It's all about leg difference, not just now, but tonight and tomorrow. 56, and it could be all over.
Double top once again. And the gentle has brutalised Gary Anderson. A 10-3 win for the Austrian on his debut at the Champions League. Soaring to the top of the group. And look at the celebration from the man. Gary Anderson, a huge, huge amount of work to do for the two-time world champion and world number 2.